Sit up nice and tall. Sit up nice and tall. Take your palms to face down and close your eyes. Close your eyes. Take a deep, deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Take another big breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath in through your nose. And a big, big breath out. Good. And now sit nice and tall. So your eyes can still be closed. Your spine is long. Feel the root of your body, your sits bones pressing down, and the crown of your head reaching up. And now as you breathe, I'd like you to feel, not with your hands like I am, but imagine the sensation of inhaling. As you inhale, your belly pushes forward and your spine pushes back, okay? And as you exhale, your belly pulls in towards your spine. Try that a few times. Inhale, push your belly forward. Your spine feels like it's opening back behind you. And as you exhale, it's all sucking back in. Good. Inhale, belly releases, relaxes. Exhale, you're pulling everything in. Keep breathing like that. And just notice that accordion-like action of your belly and your spine, your whole torso really, as you inhale and exhale. And once you've noticed it, you can stop trying to do it because this happens naturally when we breathe. This happens naturally. Let's extend our awareness now. So we're still breathing in and watching, witnessing the belly rise and fall. But now can you also observe the sides of your body opening out in either direction and then retracting back towards your midline? So in fact, you're observing your body from this small place getting bigger, bigger, bigger in all four directions with your breath. Under your rib cage sits your diaphragm, and every time you breathe, it's pushing your bones out towards your skin in all four directions. Every time you exhale, your body shrivels back like a balloon that's being deflated to its natural state. And your work for the next minute or so here in this meditation is to really feel and witness that sensation of your body breathing in all four directions, opening, expanding, taking up space before it retracts, coils, and curls back in. So 1 minute here, just play with that function of your breath. Notice if your mind has drifted away. Can you anchor your attention and your awareness back into that four-way expansion of your body as you breathe? Stemming from your diaphragm, that big muscle set beneath your rib cage. All your attention, all your focus, pull it into this experience of breathing. Good. Bring your hands together at heart center. bow your head into your hands. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth wide and exhale. And set the intention to embrace change. To embrace change. The lateral gallbladder energy line that we're working on today is associated with this emotion or this experience of change and adaptability, flexibility. And so if something's changed in your life and you're resisting it, can you shift into a place of acceptance? Take one more big breath in when your intention is set. Open your mouth wide and exhale. Good. Lower your hands down into your lap. Take both legs forward. Take both legs forward wide, wider than your yoga mat. I'm on a carpeted space, so this is nice and cozy for my bones. But if you're on a concrete floor or a hardwood floor, you might prop things under your ankles, maybe under your knees if your hamstrings are tight. And now with your legs relaxed, your leg muscles relaxed, just start to wave your body from side to side with an attentiveness to your lateral lines. So these lines run from the outside edges of your pinky toes out along the outer seams of your legs, along the side line of your body, into your armpit, and then right along the outer line of your arm, ending in your pinky finger. So play with some movement here, flirting your weight from one side to the next, and just notice how those side lines, how your side body feels. And eventually walk your body, your torso, your arms all the way over towards your right leg and dangle over your right leg. Dangle over your right leg. Modifications include propping under your right knee if this is too intense for your hamstring, or taking your right elbow onto your right thigh and cupping your head in your hand. This way you take some of the pressure off the head and neck to intensify the lateral stretch. So less of a spinal forward fold and flexion and twist, but more of a really focused side body stretch. You could take your left arm up overhead or maybe behind your head. And at the halfway point, you might opt to flip back down, relieving some of the neck tension that builds up there into that forward fold. Please take a deep breath in. Open your mouth wide, exhale, soften. Soften your weight over that leg. And be still here for some time. For some time. This would be a good time to switch to a different variation. If you're in one and you'd like to explore the other, you might fall your weight down over that leg now. Still breathing in and out through your nose, feeling that four-way expansion through your torso. Can you fall deeper? Is there space to release? Maybe it's from your head and your neck. Perhaps it's through your left hip, which enables your right side body to drop into this big stretch a little further. Take a few really precious breaths here. Move slowly through an inhalation that enables your body to expand in all four directions. And savor the exhalation as your body softens and surrenders down towards that leg. And now, really slowly, walk your hands back through center. Flatten your palms on your yoga mat and start to lift and pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. Place your hands behind you. Lean back. Just notice how this feels. Any kind of movement is okay. You choose your little transitionary shapes before drifting on over to the other side and really drift. Like don't rush there. Move like it's a Sunday morning. You're really slow, really lethargic. And begin with both hands framing your left leg anywhere on the floor. Your spine is rounded, all the muscles in your body are relaxed. And there's this downward action through your head, your neck, your spine, even your shoulders. Take a breath there. And after you've exhaled a full breath there, decide if that's a great place for you to stay, or you can take your left hand under your left ear, either hang here or maybe your right hand comes up and overhead for a really big side bend. You'll feel it's almost like you're being pulled by the skin, tugged at your skin. And if that's just a little too spicy, maybe take your top hand behind your head. Knowing, of course, that you can linger here for just a moment, for the whole time, or for half the time before retreating back to a bit more of this accessible shape where you'll still get the side body stretch without the big work on your head and your neck. Wherever you go, inhale, feel your belly expand, your side body expand, your spine puffs back, and as you exhale, soften. Let everything go. Everything's melting like butter on freshly toasted bread. Soften, soften, soften. This would be a nice time to adjust or modify your shape if you're swapping variations. You have about 1 more minute to go here. Take a big breath in, a sigh as you exhale, and begin to drip your body back through center. No rush. Gently elevate your spine, pull yourself up, lean back onto your hands, bend your knees here, and allow your legs to float from side to side. Float from side to side. Good. And now take the soles of your feet together. Take the soles of your feet together. And with that intention or idea of feeling the sides of your body really slowly, like you're trapped, you're moving so slowly through a big bucket of honey, start to move your torso around in circles. There's this tendency to always move in a very yang fashion, fast, hot. At least where I live in Toronto, there's a tendency to move very quickly. And my family, who lives on the West Coast, they vibrate at a different frequency. Things are really, really slow. So as you move through even these shapes that feel less yin because they're not still, can you embody this yin personality? If you find a place that feels good in these little circles, hang out there. Play. Get to know your body. Switch directions with your circles if you haven't already. And start to scratch off some of the rules of how you think you should be moving. And just close your eyes and move around and around in a way that feels nice. Sometimes the most therapeutic work is the self guided work. Ever so slowly, draw your body back up to neutral. Maybe give yourself a few shoulder rolls when you get there. And now lean over onto your right hip and take your left leg back behind you as you steady your right shin across the top of your mat. So my right shin is relatively parallel with the top of my yoga mat. Now my left leg can be bent, so my right heel is aligning towards my left knee, or extended all the way back. So deer pose or sleeping swan pose, pigeon pose. And you guessed it, we're not going to come right into stillness today. Instead, take this first minute and explore directions, move right and left with the intention of this movement to be to awaken any sleeping areas in your lateral line. So remember the outer seam of your pants, up the outer line of your torso. Just move in a way that starts to target and awaken those spaces. and eventually settle into stillness anywhere you like, with your focus now less on the side body and more on the outer right hip. Take rest here. Take a breath in, exhale. Two more like that. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in and out. Start to walk your hands in towards your body. Listen carefully. Lean onto your right hip. Bring your left leg all the way forward and step it to the outside of your right thigh. This might be your pose, or maybe it's square pose where your left ankle stacks over your right thigh and your left knee stacks above your right ankle. So you can bring your right ankle forward. Good. Take your hands to the ground. Inhale here. Exhale by any amount, begin to fold forward with the intention of targeting the outer edges of your legs, so your outer hip flexors. Another variation would be called shoelace pose, where you take your left knee directly above your right knee. Directly is a questionable term, around your right knee, and fold forward from there. Find a position that gives you a lot of sensation, a bit of fire in your outer hips. Take a breath in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. Relax as much as you can. Relax here for the next few minutes. Inhale, notice if more space has opened up. Maybe you can pour your weight further forward. And of course, blocks or bolsters might catch you on your way down. But you also notice if your body is cranky, right? If there's pins and needles or tingly, sharp sensations, and that's a call or an ask from your body to retreat out of the pose, in which case you go anywhere that feels good for our final minute here. Three more breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Walk your body back upright. Walk your body back upright. So slow. Unwrap your legs. Ooh, do a movement that you need. So maybe you want to rock your knees side to side. I like to stretch my legs forward and get some extension after all that bending of the knees. And now take the soles of your feet back together again for that same set of shapes on the other side. Roll over towards your left hip and take your right leg back behind you, setting yourself up for this 90-90 shape deer pose or sleeping swan, where your right leg will go into full extension. Remember, before we soften into that yin still place, we'll play and shear and pulse and explore little micro movements through hips, ankles, arms, even, uncovering the tight spots, the cranky spots. Eventually, go ahead and soften, settle into stillness here in your sleeping swan or deer variation, with the intention now to really work that outer left hip, okay? Once you've found your resting place, get into it, take a breath, pull your breath up through your nostrils, exhale, soften, and let go. Remember, our intention is to accept change, to adapt, to be flexible, and meditate on that intention for the next few moments here. One more minute here. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, let go, soften, sink even deeper. Three more breaths. Three more big, beautiful breaths. Patiently walk your torso up. It's just your torso moving. Pull your right leg all the way forward and around, and set your right foot on the outside of your left leg. Option A is to stay here. If you're feeling all the work through your outer hips, you can melt in a little bit right here. In option B, you'll move towards square pose, where your right ankle stacks above your left thigh, your left foot sits under your right thigh. If the work in your outer hips is really intense, pause here. This is your shape. Or maybe you fold forward. And that third option, third variation, is shoelace pose, where the knees stack and your torso softens. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale, lingering down. A few moments here. Halfway there, take a breath in. Exhale, catch yourself. If it's too much, pull back, lift your torso. If it's just right, stay right where you are. And if you want, you can even fall further into the stretch, into the shape. Take 3 more breaths. Gradually unravel your body, pulling yourself away from the earth. Unwrap your legs and take any movement with your legs that feels good. This next shape is called boomerang pose. And can you start by bringing your whole body towards the right side of your yoga mat? Walk your feet over towards the left corner of your yoga mat, and you might choose to cross your ankles in either direction. And in a moment, we'll bring our torso down so we create a boomerang or half moon or banana shape with our bodies. Take your time, walk your arms, your head, and your neck down, and right away, if you have a ponytail, take that out. Right away, shift your torso, your head, your shoulders, and your arms towards the upper left corner of your yoga mat. You don't want your right hip to lift up off the ground, so readjust your hips so your hips are flat on the ground. There's an arch in your lower back. This is a back bend. Your feet are pointed towards the lower left corner of your mat, and your arms are stretched overhead towards the upper left corner of your mat. You can take your right hand into, or your right wrist into your left hand to extend and deepen that lateral side body stretch right under your armpit. You could catch opposite elbows, or maybe simply letting your elbows relax is best for your shoulder joints. But choose the variation that serves you. Take a full breath in. Exhale, find a place for your head and neck and gaze to settle and find stillness. 3 minutes here. Halfway there, take a big breath in. Move that breath all along the right side of your body. And as you exhale, notice, are you feeling pain anywhere? If so, maybe unwrap your legs. Perhaps make your boomerang less curved and a little more straight, easing out some of that stretch. But if you feel like there's space to go deeper, then you might opt to walk your feet and your upper body a little further towards the left. Breathing those big breaths that push your body in all four directions. Feeling the tension through the right side of your body. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let your body move back through center, and when you get there, please bend into your knees. It might even feel good to lift your hips, but if you're feeling pretty sensitive here, take your feet hip distance and collapse your knees into one another. Place your hands on your belly, 5 breaths.
Let's find that stretch on the opposite side. Simply move your hips over towards the left long edge of your yoga mat. Extend both legs. Reach your toes to the right corner of your yoga mat. Reach your arms up overhead. Stretch your arms, your head, even your shoulders towards the upper right corner of your yoga mat. Perhaps you catch your left wrist with your right hand. Maybe you opt for opposite elbows or simply release and goalpost your arms. And finally, look around and decide where it feels best to settle your gaze. Take a big breath in, exhale, and rest here. Take a few final breaths here. Slowly bring your body back through center. Set your feet wide. This time, rock your knees side to side. And take any final movements, any final shapes or poses that feel good before laying your whole body flat for final Shavasana. We'll devote the next 2 minutes to stillness here. I will pull you out after those 2 minutes. But for now, can you flatten your whole body? Flatten your whole body. Take a big breath in. Exhale, let your body deflate down onto your mat. And think about a decision that you need to make.
any decision that's been lingering in your mind. And knowing what you know without overthinking it, can you just choose an answer? Make the decision. You don't have to stick with it, but notice how it feels in your body if you make that decision. And decisions usually mean change, right? So we've awakened and opened this lateral line, this space for change in our body. And now adding the mental to the physical, I'm offering you another minute in Shavasana to just marinate, steep in the decision that you've made. Maybe just for one more minute. Maybe it's forever. Enjoy. Now start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Or reach your arms up overhead. Stretch your feet long. Exhale, relax your whole body flat. Before you pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a great big hug, a thank you for practicing, and roll over onto the left side, the yin side of your body. Curl on up to a cross-legged seat and collect your hands at heart center. Bow your head into your hands. Set the intention to give yourself permission to adapt to change, to accept change. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Thank you for your practice.